Meat and bone meal lah. Meat and bone meal. This is a byproduct of abattoirs. Normally for the slaughtering of beef, we produce beef, but here we cannot, not from swine lah, because we have halal issues. So ours is normally from Australia and New Zealand. It's normally sheep, beef lah. Byproduct.
This is for what?
Sorry?
This is used for what?
For animal feed, sir.
Oh, okay.
So actually animal feed actually is what they call all products which are not used for human consumption is recycled lah. It's actually for the betterment of the world. Betterment of the world. You understand lah? Okay. So there's no wastage lah.
I feel the dust, in the air.
Dust or I lose kind of.
I feel the back of my throat.
This is palm kernel cake lah. Palm kernel cake. Our local, our own what they call byproduct lah.
Okay.
This one is full fat soybean.
This the what?
Soybean we buy full fat soybean. Soybean, what you call soybean. It is we got a machine inside, extruder machine. It does the what you call extrusion process, and this is the product we get. Actually, I think maybe I don't know whether you know. All soybeans they have trypsin inhibitors like trypsin inhibitors. So what you call this process, extrusion process, there's a heat applied to denature the trypsin inhibitor. Only then we can feed the animal. Otherwise, they'll have issues when they digest.
Soya bean powder.
Full fat soybean actually. Full fat soybean, the name of the product.
Full fat.
soybean.
Okay.
Full fat because we don't remove anything.
Oh, okay.
The whole soybean is ground, is extruded. So the oil, everything is intact. Only we denature the trypsin inhibitor.
Okay. Because that's the anti-feed.
By heat actually more friction lah. We put it through a machine for friction and then keep the soil. This is canola meat. I think in maybe Pakistan there's a lot of canola. They use edible oil. So this also is this one is canola meat. Canola I think in Pakistan, India they use canola oil a lot for cooking. Like even here we use some. And it's a byproduct lah. It's high in protein as well for protein lah. And actually, just for information, protein is from these sources lah. These are the sources I just mentioned to you. Meat and bone meal, canola, corn meal, even full fat. Energy basically is from our corn lah. Corn we store at the back. We got five storage bins lah. About 3 to 3,005 lah. Corn. Energy source for animals normally is from corn lah. In Malaysia lah. Normally. But some people also use wheat lah. But normally it's corn. Actually is quite scientific lah. You have to feed everything according to nutritionists. They have their formulation lah. This is another major source of ingredient we use. This is soya bean meal. Over there is what you call full fat soybean. This one is actually soya bean meal. That means we buy it from normally Argentina or sometimes the US. They have already extracted the oil for cooking. Same we buy the soya bean, but they have already extracted the oil for cooking. This is the byproduct. So this is high in protein. It's a source of protein. So actually basically for normal rations and poultry, about 20 to 25% will be soybean meal. And about 60% estimate will be corn. The rest will be other ingredients like protein meal and all that. And then of course the premixes, that means the medication that will consume very about 3 to 5 kg per ton. So you can put it on very small. So I think you will be more interested in this premixes. When you need a hard end and all that, I think you can see later I show you from outside. Like, there are 5 big silos of all storage.
Can't hear shit.
Because so much of feed stuff. Okay, occupational. Feed department, this is where we manufacture the premixes, like all the minerals, vitamins and antibiotics. Actually, Dr. Noor should be here with us. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, this is our premix department supervisor lah. He reports directly to Dr. Noor lah. Okay, jadi Syakir tolong terangkan. Can you speak in Bahasa Malaysia?
Can lah.
Yeah,
Can
can.
lah.
I think
Can,
it's
can.
no problem,
Understand, but for
Yeah,
them
okay.
it's okay.
Okay, he'll speak in Bahasa Malaysia lah.
Okay.
Ya, okey, selamat petang. Assalamualaikum. Okey, kita di sini proses untuk remake. Guna untuk feed ni ya. Proses dia terbagi kepada dua. Satu hand at preparation, itu kita timbang yang kilo. Dan lagi satu bag, yang ini ya, yang tu ada. Okey, lepas tu disatukan jadi formula dan dumping di mixer. Mixer 1 ton. Kita ada 3 mixer. 1 ton, half ton dengan 1 kilo. Dan jadikan premix. Contoh premix dia yang sebelah sana.
So what he's trying to say is, this one, saya cakap sikit.
Okey.
This one, this is a preparation lah. Preparation also the same thing. There's a formula, the nutrition provider formula. Based on that, there'll be some weighing. Some let's say is 50 kilo. That's what he's trying to say. If it's 50 kilo and let's say it's lysine lah, assuming it's what it call, it comes in 25 kg packet. So you don't have to. We assume it's 50 kilo. We just dump the 2 bags. But let us say it's 55 kilo, then it's 2 bags plus 5 kilo. That is what he's trying to say. So once it's prepared, there's somebody doing the checking everything. It's dumped into the mixer, and the end product is over there in the white bags. So you can see depending on the code lah. So if it's 5, 6, 7, you have to dump it back to maybe 5, 6, 7 feet lah. But it's not gold bag lah. There's another dosage inside. Maybe it'll be about 5 kilo per ton lah. We have our own dosing system inside lah. This is just the pre-blend for us, and then we will dose according to another feed formula inside lah. So maybe it's a bit congested here. Just have a look from here lah. Because maybe it's not so good doing like that.
Okay.
Boleh dulu sampel dulu.
Okay, maybe I'll show you a pre-blended product lah. For it. We still do it manually, so that means you don't know there's no here because of the odor and all that. They won't really cook this here. So actually, this is actually lifted half, and then we have people to dump in lah. But of course, we need to provide them with the proper equipment lah, with the full face respiratory mask and all that lah. Okay. Okay. So this is just for this one. You can, if you want, you can have a look. Okay. This is okay.
For broiler.
Okay, so this one is premix 9-on-1. BRC is actually what they call poultry lah. Poultry feed lah. It's a kind of poultry feed. You can have a look lah. Huh? You can have a look if you want to sniff. If you want to have a sniff over it. There's nothing. It's actually it's actually protein. It's actually minerals, vitamins, some antibiotics lah. And mold inhibitors. Sure, okay, no problem. No, it's quite mild. Because It's another thing for your information. This one is very highly regulated now. This is what they call addition of premixes. We have to hold. If I'm not mistaken, here is I think Dr. Noor. She has to hold a license. They call it poison B. I think you all should be poison B for animal feed milling, animal feed millers.
Okay.
I used to hold that as a, but then now over here she's holding it. So every product is regulated by the government, pharmaceutical department. So we must give them a list of what are the products we are using. Must be what you call must be what by law it must be allowed lah. Recently, some time ago, some products they did remove lah. Some that can cause what you call some of which are cancer causing and all that lah. So it's highly regulated lah. Most big feed millers we have to regulate, but on farm, that is another question lah. On farm because we have no control over there lah. So sometimes there are some products from China now come in. They can even add to the drinking water and all that. So as far as feed millers now, the government is controlling the feed millers, the big feed millers. This is just for info lah. There's another one I think. Okay.
For Elanco Medical. Kita dah cukup
Use a carrier lah. I think you all should know same in other human pharmaceuticals.
Here we use a carrier.
Okay, we use wheat polite. Wheat polite. Actually, it's what you call, you can say the brand and all the byproduct of wheat flour. Wheat flour is more high in fiber lah. So that is what you call product we use as what you call filler like. You can say filler.
Vehicle or
Yes, correct. Because this dosage is very small, so we need something to for the proper mixing for to make up the wonton.
you know filler, right?
So, is there any way to differentiate if like chickens all is being fed with all this food or being injected with hormones?
Good question. You try to identify the product lah. Of course, when we have this, let's say the premix, we can analyze for that premix lah. Anything other than that must be coming from someone's source lah.
But if it's on, in the market already, we don't know whether the chicken is.
But actually, if I'm not mistaken, now the government is doing what they call random checking, random sampling, and they do check. So that is why, okay, let us say for traceability, that is why they are licensing us. If let us say, that's is going to that traceability and all that. So let's say in a region, they know it's from us, CP product, and then they find a banned substance there, they come after us. Yes, I think should be okay because we have our own contract farms, and all is regulated. We have our own people going and technicians and all that, vets and all that. But now it's very highly regulated, not like those days. Those days they used to inject into the neck and all that. Now it's all in feed. It's all in feed now. It's all in the feed now. So it's very regulated. So you don't have to worry too much.
Okay.
So okay, maybe now we just go. Okay. Kakek, berapa dia punya suhu Syakir? Pool room punya suhu? Below 35 kan? Okay. Below 35 lagi ya? Yes, for you. This is one of our final products.
Oh, this is
This is ready to eat lah. I mean ready to eat by the animal lah.
So you are having different colors. So the paper means
This particular
coding.
Okay, this one is the what you call the stamp line. That means in this case, we produce on the 5th of August. And then this one, this is 5 on you can shoot it. So this is what you call broiler chicken.
And you also have a different color. So there will be a different.
Yes, we have another stage, 5.0. That is for the small chicken. Okay. Orange. This for the small chick. Small chick. Until now, I think 14 days. 14 days.
From 0 day to 14 days should be okay.
The samples I lend you have looked at. We have samples there. Okay. And then just for your information, these are the general ingredients we use. These are the general ingredients. In general.
小米的量多少来着？Supposed to be from 911511.
Okay, good question. Those are for cash customers. Cash customers, we sell to what you call outsiders. This one goes to, we have our own contract farms, our own farms actually. We get people to, what you call rare farms. So there is a slight difference for economics purpose. Direct selling, it is for our own farms.
Oh, I see. Are the formulations different though?
A little bit.
Okay.
So this one will be better or what?
I leave it to Misha.
We just have the confidentiality.
Cheaper is less.
Final stage lah. This is the what you call packing grade. We have 3 packers lah. This way you can see once the feed has been blended, we have a mixer here. We have a 3.5 ton mixer. 3.5 ton. Like what you saw there is 1 ton mixer for the premixers. This one you got a main mixer, 3.5 ton mixer. That means at one time, one go, it batches what you call 3.5 tons and it packs out. Then next cycle. The whole cycle may take up to about 6 minutes lah. 6 minutes. The actual mixing, that means the filling and everything is about 6 minutes. The actual mixing maybe is about 3 minutes lah. The actual mixing, what you call complete meal. Then is what you call send out. Most of the feed now we pellet it lah. Pellet means I'll show you a sampler.
Small beads.
Pellets, yeah. It's a small sort of a granular form of pellets. Yeah. So for the 510 will be very fine lah. Be small pellet, very fine pellet for small sheets. As they grow bigger, they need bigger pellets lah. The 511 lah. What day you get? Okay, good question. We can what you call 600 to 700 tons. We can what you call produce lah, per day. So for packing maybe about 450 tons lah. Packing lah, that means 50. This is all 50 kg packing lah. Another about 250 to 300 tons goes to what you call bulk feed lah. We also have, I think you've seen outside there some lorries parked there.
They were
Those
just
are bulk
taking the
feed
bulk
lah, yes.
one.
So they load in bulk. Because certain farms they got silos on farm. So our own farms and even customer farms, we go in bulk. So that's because they save on what you call labor and they save on the packing. So that's the way of the future. In future, if you want that, that's good. But that's how it's going to be. All the way in bulk. Slowly it's moving towards that trend. So pelleting, we have 2 pellet machines to produce a pellet. This one we need to what you call those pellet machines. I think you can see somewhere in the background there. They are not running now. After the mixing, they go into the what you call the pellet mills. There we add steam, addition of steam. To what you call, not to denature, this is to more pasteurization. We want to go against what you call microorganisms and also for digestion, basically. So and then after that, since we add steam, we need to cool it. We have coolers. We use what you call counterflow. Counterflow, we bring in the air from the bottom. We have cyclones on top, and that is how it's cooled by air. And then after that, of course, it's room temperature, ±5 room temperature, and then it's packed out and into these bags. So if you all don't mind, just get you some samples. You all can just wait here. Just bring it.
They're inside. That's why he's just telling us from outside. Because if you have visited a human pharmaceutical, the production unit is quite sophisticated and clean. So that's why animals different. You see, even people who are working here, they are wearing the helmets.
But isn't it hazardous for them to inhale the particles?
Yeah, but it depends on whether what nature of particles are
But the
these.
particles are edible, so I
Yeah,
think it's
so the particles are edible. Just like we were also sniffing it,
Yeah.
but it is not hazardous unless it is harmful. That's why the poisons are not exposed openly.
Feed I told you what pellet feed The 511 is similar to this okay, and this is a crumble feed. 510 is similar to this This 511,
Oh, okay.
okay, and this is the 510 the smaller chicken. This one they call crumble It's very finer sort of. We break it. There's another process they call crumbling.
This is
this
for-
is broken into this
This is for
small chick,
smaller
510.
chick. Okay.
As they grow bigger, 500 stage, they eat this. This
Okay.
just before they are solo or what they call meat.
Okay.
Yeah? Basically, this is what you produce.
So what did you do?
You wanna have a? Anybody wanna have? Smell anything?
No, thank you. We're good.
Okay. So that's about it.
Okay.
So unfortunately I can't take her in lah. Okay. So this like far I can take her.
Okay.